What's going on, guys? This is going to be going up on the I Am a Programmer and Have No Life group, and also on YouTube, because I thought with the Facebook group has quite a lot of people on it, and I assume some people use Ionic. So I haven't got a huge experience with Ionic, not a huge amount of experience with web development. I've done quite a bit, but not as much as I do work on Swift. But I've been messing around with Ionic, and I think it's a really great platform, and for specific things, and for saving time and sort of learning about web apps, it's really fun. But unfortunately, when it comes to some sort of plugins, because it is a tricky business, sort of interacting with native applications or native functions of iOS and Android devices, sometimes it can get a bit fucky when you're running into issues regarding importing plugins. So I ran into this with the InAppBrowser Plugin, trying to import that properly, and I thought I'd show you guys the proper way to do it once I figured it out myself, because there are some tutorials online, and especially on Stack Overflow, which is actually inaccurate and totally wrong. So what I'm going to show you is exactly how to do it correctly on Ionic 4, and hopefully you guys can appreciate this. And I thought I'd do a service because I don't see anyone else talking about this really, and if someone has, please tell me, but I couldn't really find anyone that would tell me the right way to do it, so I'm going to do a video version of that and show exactly what to do. Now, there's a link to the documentation for this device. This is a video I was watching before. For this device, what am I talking about? There's a link for, that was just my routing navigation tutorial. I don't know why I had that open. Not my tutorial, but a tutorial someone else did. This is great. This is some documentation here. I think Ionic has really great documentation. Don't at me on that. I think it's fucking awesome. But we wanted to go into here, and it actually shows you the installation of the plugin, which is great. So installing this is pretty easy. You just put those two commands into your terminal or whatever console you're using, and put that in and run that and make sure it's installed. And once it's installed, we go into the usage of the plugin. So I'll show you what I've done, and I've already got one working because I try to do it live, but I get distracted and I didn't want the video to go on for too long, and also I didn't want to edit it. So this is what you're stuck with. Firstly, once you have installed installed the plugin, and you've done those two commands, you want to firstly go to appmodule.ts and do this import here. Now I will have the link to the documentation so you can copy and paste the import if you don't want to write it by hand, but you are very welcome to write it by hand. So you want to put that import in there, and you also obviously want to add that as a provider as well. Not too difficult, people have imported stuff before, but what's really important is if you find some tutorials on Stack Overflow, they don't mention this NGX, and so you need that NGX in there. Okay, so make sure that NGX is there. Next, do the providers, and people have done that before, and then you want to go into home.page.typescript, and you want to go into import InAppBrowser and copy the same import command that you had before, and then you've got this function here, and I'll get to that function in a second. Now I've got a nice little canvas here showing what I've got. It's just a blank template here, and I've got this button here that has this click call command here for go. It's called go, and yeah, so basically you click it and it runs that function. Now here's the function here. It's in the constructor. You want to, so you can sort of copy exactly what I did if you need to, but obviously you inject into the constructor private.iab InAppBrowser, do those two curly brackets, so you got the go function here, and this InAppBrowser.create ionicframework.com, so it's going to take you to that website. You can do whatever you want, obviously, with a link, but this system thing here is really cool. Basically, it lets you open up the system browser, meaning the native browser for whatever device you're using on. For iOS, obviously, it's going to be Safari. So I'm going to show you how it works. I'm going to actually send this to my phone because I've got the Ionic Dev app on my iPhone 10 here, and I'm just going to launch that and show you exactly how that works and how cool it is, and showing that I'm not bullshitting, it actually runs. So I'm just going to do a quick command right here. Hopefully that is saved. I'm going to do a quick command in terminal, and actually it should already be there. So let's see if it works. So don't worry about me going into terminal to do that. As you can see here, I've got this. I'm going to turn the brightness up. I sure can. Here we go here, that's it streaming from my MacBook Pro. And there we are, so hit the button, and then it opens up the Safari browser, takes you to the site. So that's basically it, guys. I hope you guys enjoyed the tutorial. I'm trying to keep it at under 10 minutes. And one great thing obviously about using the native browser is that it's got that button that takes you back to the application, which is really nice. You don't have to worry about doing that. It sort of handles that by itself. And yeah, I hope you guys enjoyed the tutorial. If you've got any questions, don't be afraid to comment below. But I thought I'd do this as a quick PSA because it seems like there's not many people talking about this, and it always happens. You get on Stack Overflow and someone says you need to do this, and then it's wrong, and then you just wasted all that time. So hopefully you guys can enjoy this tutorial, and hopefully it's useful for you. And I'll see you guys later.